Hey skiers, it's Bob with SkiEssentials.com. Welcome to our 2026 ski test. Got a Fischer Ranger 96 for you today. This ski returns unchanged from last year, and it returns structurally and shape-wise unchanged from when it was new a few years ago. We do get this ski in two different colorways, so this yellow here or this gray behind me. They are built as unisex skis, so regardless of whichever graphic you choose, it's the same construction, shape, and profile. And at 96 underfoot, this ski certainly is intended to hit a really large middle market of skiers. Mid-90s is a great place to be for mixing all mountain and free ride conditions. The ski holds up really well on groomers as well. Just kind of trying to find that middle ground for a lot of different attributes and a lot of different applications, and even as far as skier type and skier style. Ranger 96 is extraordinarily well-rounded, but on the flip side, that means it doesn't necessarily excel in one particular area, just as you can't quite have it all for everything. But this is built with a sturdy wood core made from beech and poplar. We also get their shaped TI laminate on top. As these Ranger series of skis get wider, the metal area gets shorter or smaller. So the Ranger 90 is the narrowest with metal, and then moving on up to the 116. But this Ranger 96, as previously mentioned, is right in the middle. So full width underfoot, and then it kind of breaks in the middle here, slight arms reaching out towards the sides, ending right about where my fingers are here. And that's keeping a lot more emphasis on edge grip and power throughout the middle of the ski. But since it doesn't go into the very tips and tails, that allows for more mobility and more playfulness in softer snow. So if you're looking to explore trees, or you're in crud or chop or anything that's less than smooth, having the metal-free tips and tails goes a long way in creating more of a supple and predictable feel in those softer snow areas. And then we get a flex cut in the middle. So right at the mounting zone, the metal is indented a little bit on either side, allowing for a more natural flex. Fischer also keeps that core thickness pretty stout throughout the ski, and that core thickness is a big culprit of the flex of the ski. So it's a very supportive flex, not overly stiff. We do see a little bit more give in the very tips, and then, not a whole lot. Still quite a supportive and responsive tail there, but I would say most of the flex of the ski comes in that front quarter, right by the tip and the shovel there. But yeah, real smooth and sturdy ski. That blend of thicker and denser wood core with that metal makes this thing pretty vibration proof, nice and quiet throughout. Then shape-wise, we do get a little bit more drama in the rocker profile and taper shape than the narrower Rangers. We're at 17 meters here in the 173. Not as high camber as we see in the narrower Ranger, and more rocker in tips and tails. So pretty long tip rocker here. This is really emphasizing that soft snow aspect. Really mobile, that rocker combined with that flatter taper shape. There's not a whole lot of drama in that taper. It's really more found in the rocker. And that kind of makes this ski, when you hook into the turn, it doesn't quite hook in very easily or quickly. The skier kind of has to do it, or it starts farther back in the turn, rather than some more skis that are a little bit more aggressively tapered. Then the tail, we see a little bit more rocker again than the 90, but still very directional and pretty consistent with what we see in other skis in the 90 millimeter range. Nothing crazy going on here. And then a bit rounder in the tail, just making it easier to release the turns, and just creating more of a playful characteristic here. But yeah, this is a really versatile ski. If you're not really if you don't want to think too hard about what's going on your feet and you just want to go out and enjoy the day and have good performance as a result with no real drawbacks, Ranger 96 is a pretty unoffensive ski. On the scale here, we're at 1,850 grams, so we're still below 2,000 grams in the 173, making this thing pretty light and easy to turn. It does end up hooking up, holding a pretty decent edge due to that metal and that thicker wood core on groomers. It's anything firmer than slightly soft, and it might not hold as well as something a little bit narrower or with more metal. But again, this ski is meant to be used in the middle, moderate speeds, moderate turn shapes and styles, but it does it at a really high-end feel. As a result, I think skier type is more in that advanced range to expert. I think that an intermediate could have a good time on this ski. It just might not feel as responsive as some other skis, whereas an advanced or an expert level skier who kind of knows that Fischer feel, that Ranger feel, is going to do a lot better on a Ranger 96. But that's it. That is the Fischer Ranger 96. Make sure to check this ski out here at SkiEssentials.com, and we will see you out there on the hill. Bye.